Hi guys, postman's been 2 packages. In fact, this one came a few days ago, but I held it back because they should both have the same sort of thing in them. So let's have a look. I'm pretty confident I've got some relays, just ordinary small relays, yeah. Some of these are 6-pin. I think the others, well, let's open them and find out. Yeah, 8-pin. So we got the, see if we can get one open. So we'll have that, the actual power goes in on the bottom 2, and then the top 6, if we just look at 3 of them, they should be changeover switch. So double pole, double throw. Whereas these are just simple single throw. Let's see if I can rig up a battery just so we can test them. Rather than just find a battery to check the relay, I thought I'd actually show you what I'd originally bought the relays for. Probably a couple of years ago now, I did a radio control conversion of a toy tank. It was a nice little tank, had sound effects on it, and when I did the radio conversion I wanted to keep the sound effects. So what I did was I used an ordinary radio control servo, and the arm on the servo, I had it arranged so as it went one way, it manually pushed a micro switch that made one sound effect work, and when you turned it the other way, it pushed another micro switch, and that made one of the other sound effects work. And in the comments, I apologise, I can't remember who it was, but somebody said, well, why don't you just take the servo apart, use the wires that go to the motor, put a diode on them, so that when you turn one way, instead of turning the motor, it makes one relay work because the diode makes it only go one way, and when you turn it the other way it makes the other relay work. And so that's what I've set up here. I've got 2 of those relays. For demonstration purposes I've got some LEDs here. Well, I've got a spare one there, don't need that. Then I've got a separate power supply to actually light the LEDs. The only problem with this is the power supply that goes to the motor is PWM, pulse width modulated, so it's not a smooth DC supply. So these relays do actually vibrate or pulse a bit. So I'm not quite sure how well they would have actually worked for making the sound effects. I expect you could probably add capacitors or something to delay the frequency they actually bounce around. Anyway, if I, first of all we'll just see if we can hear them. Switch it on. Yeah, I don't know if the camera picks up the sound. Oh, there you go, you can hear that one. Looks like if I hold it full over, it doesn't vibrate. There's a partial position it does. Yeah, anyway, if I put power on the LEDs, right, so that's the position. It's a bit bright, isn't it? Sorry about that. That's the normally closed position, so the relays are not operated, and the green LEDs are flooding the camera. So if we go one way, that relay operates and the blue LED comes on. And if we go the other way, that relay operates and the red LED comes on. So yeah, looks like we can do it that way. I will just say that you can actually buy radio control equipment that you plug into your receiver, and it does this anyway, solid state, without a, well, I say without a relay, without all this fussing around with a servo. But yeah, it works. So apologies, I can't remember who it was, but this was their simple suggestion. I've done something like this for toy grade radio control to power a larger motor than the one that comes with the toy grade, and using the left and right to switch relays to power bigger motors. But I haven't actually tried it with hobby grade and pulse width modulation. So the only thing I'm not quite sure about is the way they vibrate when they're... There you go. I think what the guy suggested was you set up your transmitter, and it's no good on this one because it doesn't have the facility, but to have a wide dead zone in the middle. So it'll go... you won't be getting this bit in the middle. So if I just unplug that again, so all we've got is, that's the feed that goes to the servo motor. I've just extended the wires out, so they're coming down to here, and then I've got one diode facing one way feeding this relay, and another diode facing the other way feeding this relay. So depending on which way you throw the control, depends on which relay operates. Obviously if you're going to do this, you'd make it a bit tidier than this. You wouldn't have all these wires hanging around. You'd put it on a little circuit board. Anyway, job done. Hey, thanks for watching. There's plenty of videos on my main channel with more added daily. So don't forget to subscribe and enable the notifications to keep you up to date with my new releases. My second channel, Grandad's Other Channel, is where I put the longer videos with more detail. Then there's my Facebook page, and you can follow me on Twitter. You can help keep my channel running by donating $1 on Patreon to buy me coffee. And if you fancy some Grandad merchandise, I have two shops, one on Redbubble and the other on Cotton Cart. Finally, you can always find more information in the video description. Thanks again for watching.